I promise I'll limit my remarks to 45, maybe an hour. I want to thank the Lawyers Committee for the tremendous honor. And I don't want to accept this award on behalf of myself, but on behalf of, I think today I checked the 876 law firm partners and Law Firm Partners United. Now, Lawyers Committee gave us an incredible gift tonight, and it made tonight especially meaningful because today is the first day that members of Law Firm Partners United flew from across the country to meet each other live for the first time. Wow. And if you go over to tables 16, 19, and 18, you will see people from my law firm, King & Spalding, Law Firm Partners United, and Eric Whitaker and the General Counsel's United representatives. I'd like to show my appreciation for General Counsel's United in particular, if people can give them a hand. Now, I want to thank all of you, and I want to thank my law firm, General Counsel United and LFPU, for the courage and continuing to choose the rule of law, even when it's hard. Being here in San Francisco is a little bit of a unique moment for me, even though I live here, because right across the road at the Port of San Francisco is where my dad arrived here in the 1960s off of a boat after months at sea. And he came and he served this country building systems for the Defense Department. My mom, who was an immigrant from India, spent 35 years in public service for the state of California as a public school teacher and a school administrator. And my brother is currently the acting chief medical officer for the Naval Reserve. And their lives taught me that service is a very personal thing, and that serving this country as a child of immigrants is one way we can help fulfill the American dream. And my family's immigrant story isn't unique. When I was a law clerk in San Jose, one of my favorite days was Naturalization Day. People from all over the country and all over the world became American citizens. Some people came wrapped in the American flag. They wrapped themselves in the American flag. They were overwhelmed with the freedom and what freedom felt like. They understood that democracy and the rule of law are not guarantees, but instead they're commitments, and commitments we all make to each other. Now, as you heard earlier today, the rule of law is under attack. Just 1 year ago, many of the firms in this room were subjected to illegal and unconstitutional executive orders simply because of who they represented. Those actions against them failed in court, but fear followed. Now, I'm grateful that we have a sold-out group of law firms here today that are all supporting the Lawyers Committee. But around the country, law firms hesitated. They dropped programs. They scaled back public interest. Pro bono commitments were reduced. Judges were attacked for their decisions, and even the word diversity disappeared from our vernacular as law firms. And the administration's recent decision to cap law school loans has made it harder for first-generation students, the very people most likely to serve in the public interest, to enter our profession. The consequences of these actions will shape our profession for the years to come. And even though fear has spread throughout our profession, it can't extinguish our hope. Everyone knows that whenever I give a speech, I gotta quote some sci-fi. And in Rogue One, a Star Wars story, Princess Leia taught us that hope is like the sun. If you only believe it when you see it, you'll never make it through the night. You'll never make it through the night. And that's what I learned when I formed LFPU. It gave people hope. It gave people hope in the darkness. Hope that the rule of law still matters and that the lawyers still care enough to defend it. But hope must be paired with action if we're going to make it through the night and change the arc of history. Dr. Martin Luther King, who my award is named after, once said, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice." The arc only bends when people choose courage over comfort, It bends because people refuse to let democracy die in silence. It bends because we decide justice is worth defending, even when there is a cost to all of us. And my friends, this is our work together. We need to push back. We need to speak up. We need to defend the rule of law, one client, one matter, and one case at a time. As I said last year, one person can create a ripple. That's all I did, just created a small ripple. But then Law Firm Partners United created a wave. And then our community began to create sea change. And as a community, we continue that sea change to create a tidal wave of hope. So let this be the moment where we choose courage over silence. The moment we defend the rule of law when it matters most. Now here's the ask. All of you have little things on your table. Because law firms around the country, not here, are reducing their commitments to the rule of law, give generously to the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights tonight, because they need it the most. And I'm going to conclude by paraphrasing one of my favorite statements by President Obama. Democracy requires courage, and the future rewards those who act with courage. And all of us are the ones we've been waiting for. So what's next? Just figure out the next thing you can do to bend the arc towards justice. It can be big, it can be small, but do something. Because this is your moment to make this the best time in your life to be a lawyer. Thank you.